Alright, welcome back, guys. It's MisterLaxx here doing another episode of Frame by Frame. That's what I'm going to call it now. The new series where we take a topic, a attack strategy, word tax, any topic in DomiNations, and we go ahead and we break it down. And we kind of like whiteboard it for you guys so you can see what I'm doing and what's going on in my crazy mind. So let's go ahead and get into talking about how I snipe with the French, alright? So, I guess before I'd start this, because I am doing a recording, I'm actually just watching a recording and just drawing over it. But real quick, what I wanted to point out is what I'm using is let's see here. We run seven tanks. We're running about 9 raiders. Oh, wait, those are wall miners, my bad. We're running 9 raiders. We're running, let's see here, how many Faciliers? I think we're running 7 Faciliers, and then we run 4 engineers, which are the wall miners, and these engineers can blow up max level industrial age walls. So not the new global age walls, but the level before it, they can one-shot those walls. So anyways, let's get to this, and let's get to showing you exactly what I'm doing here. Alright, let's get into the okay. So I'm looking at this base, right? And I'm kind of zoomed in using BlueStacks. I can't zoom out. That's the program I use to kind of record this and do this on my PC. But right now what I'm looking for is I'm looking for an entry point. Alright, so let's see if we can get this right. So this guy has the town center in the middle. And you can see that he's got some pretty decent road networks here. You can just see how everything, pretty much a lot of his buildings are hooked up to these road networks. So he's got a pretty good road network, and it's going to be a little bit tougher to kill this base. The thing I'm looking for is the biggest position is for the tanks. I need to see where these anti-tank guns are located and then what their like radius is, you know? So like that would be like one, that's a horrible drawing, and then here would be like another one's radius or something like that. And so I'm thinking, okay, well, right now I know that for sure he's probably going to have his traps chilling like right here. He's probably going to have a few of them right here, and he's probably going to have a few of them up here like this, just to protect the town center. That's just kind of how you start thinking when you start doing this kind of stuff. So I'm thinking, okay, I need to figure out a place of where I can go in. Another thing that I'm also looking at is I'm also looking for, let's see if we can change the color here. This is so cool. I'm looking at the trade goods, where that's positioned. There's a wall back here like this. I see some of the food, but as you can see, we're not really in the point where we need food. So that's not really something that I'm trying to get. And then the other thing is just the chance of trade goods. What he's got, you know, he's got a chance of diamonds. You know, he's got a chance of cider. So I need, you know, 6 cider every hour, and then 2 diamonds, just to, you know, cover the costs of training blessing. So he's got that, and I'm like, all right, that's good. You can see his storehouse. He's got a really high chance of me getting, I think this is leather, this is metal, and then this is gonna be diamonds, and then this is fur. So anyways, just to, you know, point all that out. Another good thing to look at is to look at where his bunkers are, and both the bunkers are right next to the town center. One annoying thing about bunkers is if you read the heavy tank description, you'll see that it does twice as much damage to normal tanks, and it already does 1,000 damage a second. So you're talking like this thing's doing like 4 times more damage than than artillery, or like, yeah, artillery or howitzer. Yeah, more like an artillery, because artillery does 537 damage. So you're talking about more damage than that. So the biggest thing for me is I need to figure out a way of getting in to kill this, but also to lure these guys out away from the town center so that my tanks can come in and just set it up in flames. So we're gonna go ahead and play the video and just show you guys how I do that. So we're looking, all right, here we go. We see we've located the other one, which is up here. So basically what I'm seeing is down here, this section right here is a no-go. This section right here is a no-go as well, just because, you know, there's probably gonna be traps here, and obviously I might run into these guys down here. This section, I would say like about this section as well as a no-go, just because of this guy right here. And then I obviously could come from the top, but I don't want to run into any of these traps that could be on the road. You know, just the feeling of there might be traps on the road. I don't want to run into that. So pretty much I'm thinking, okay, I want to snipe this guy, but I want to figure out a way to do it where I can you know, get him and not take, you know, not get a loss, because 39 medals, that's pretty brutal, and I definitely want the victory, and then also to steal these goods. So the other thing about my comp that I wanted to talk about, because I mean, let's just do it right here, is my comp is set up where I can adapt to every situation as it comes up. So instead of running like 12 tanks and just go for sniping only and not really getting much loot, with 7 tanks I can pretty much snipe almost every town center. With 9 raiders I can raid almost all the loot, you know. With 4 wall miners I can pretty much go through as many walls as I need to, and I use wall miners or engineers, I guess is what the technical term is called, as meat shields, you know, as I want to see what's going on in a base. I want them to run over the traps, so I'll space them out and, you know, ping them, or I want to go through, you know, through certain through my own man-made tunnels. I'll show you exactly what I meant with that. I use facilitators to either collect resources, or the biggest one therefore is distractions, and we're gonna see a few examples of that on this video. So let's get into this. Oh wait, before I keep going, I do run some generals in case I find a nice high value base, something that's like 35 medals, and if I snipe it I can get like anywhere from 10 to 15 medals, and I will run a general just so I can put the general in and send them in with the tanks, just because I can, you know, if it's a hard tough base where I definitely need to get it, or something like that. And then I also use protects because they make your tanks take half as much damage for, like, I don't know, for me it's 42 seconds because I've got them pretty well upgraded. So that's kind of another thing that I like to do. And yeah, let's just keep going with this video, and let's see how this plays out. So we're seeing everything, and I think right about here we're still looking, we're looking at everything, we're just seeing where everything is, and I definitely don't want to come from any of the sides. Oh, I see the Forbidden City. I was like, okay, so here's the thing about the Forbidden City, because it is out here like this, most people would just keep their focus on, you know, this part of the base over here and not really care about this. And so this guy was probably saying, oh, he'll just snipe the top and then forget about the Forbidden City, which acts as the second town center. So then he'll probably end the battle, and then he'll lose 39 medals, and I'll gain whatever medals. But I saw it. And one of the things is, when you're sniping the town center, when you're actually going in, I would always recommend looking around before you even start the battle on your, like, Android or iPhone. Zoom out, just zoom all the way out and just look and see and try to find this, because finding this is big. This could make or break the whole, like, snipe, because if you miss this, you're literally, especially at these medals, you're gonna drop a lot. And it's really key to see this. So I saw this and I was like, oh, he's got a Forbidden City. I only moved the camera just so I could show the audience that, hey, look, I found this here. I could show you guys, hey, it's right there, like, I'm aware of it's right there, and I wanted to make sure I pointed that out. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and play the video here. So here it is. We've already made up a plan, and I'm gonna tell you what my plan is and why I chose to do my plan the way I did. Alright, so here's the thing about wall miners, or engineers. We'll call them engineers from now on. That's the term that they are in industrial age. I've decided that I don't want to come, obviously, from this side. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to come from this side. That's not going to happen. I definitely don't want to walk through here. That's not going to happen, because, like I said, on these roads, I could run into a lot of traps. So, you know, we'll just kind of, you know, we'll just mark these roads with, we'll just mark the traps, you know, like that I thought would be here, here, and then here. You know what I'm saying? Like, just all these little spots, I feel like I would just mark them as traps, right? You know, maybe I could see some traps in these little, like, areas right here, right? So, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, how do we get away? How do we walk through and kill this town center without walking into the traps? Well, let me just say this, all right? You see these little, like, areas right here that are in between these, like, buildings? You see that? It's like where the buildings almost touch each other. Those areas aren't gonna have traps, and I know that. And the thing is, you see how, like, between Angkor Wat here, there's like this space right here, and there could be traps here too. That's what the wall miners are gonna do. They're gonna activate those traps. And then you see how, like, the anti-air kind of comes in like this, and Angkor Wat kind of meets it, and then there's the town center right here, you know. And so there's just, like, this space right here. There are no traps that can be in this area right here. So I knew that, and I knew that if I could get into here and then kill this town center, I would be golden. Look at me, I'm avoiding all the traps on the sides. So that's the thing I'm looking at when I'm trying to snipe. So looking at this base, let's go ahead and get the drawing back on. What I'm thinking is I want to hit one of these walls, any of these walls right here in this corner. Okay, break these walls out, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send one wall miner. He's gonna come in and break these walls, right? And then we're gonna path the second wall miner, or the third one. So what's happening is when you spawn them, you don't have to rally them because they're gonna go to the nearest wall. This tower isn't gonna do enough damage to really kill it. Mind you, wall miners have almost, I think they almost have 2,000 HP, so they're pretty tanky, pretty beefy. Using them as a meat shield is gonna really help. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pop one of these walls here, right? Okay, well I was using the blue one for the second wall miner, so I already have that. So here it is, right? And then after that, what I'm gonna do is probably spawn 2 wall miners and have them walk all the way like this to get this one right here, right? I'm gonna rally this point right here. At this point, what's gonna happen, and I'm gonna walk you guys in slow motion as it happens. Yeah, let me just do that instead of telling you. So here we go. You see me? I dropped the first wall miner. Good. Okay, so we got the first wall miner. He has officially broken the first wall. So the first wall, that's gone. That's a little bit of a. Let's use black. I think black would be a good color. All right, so this is gone. Woo! Yeah, that's a better color for that. And now you see these 2. I spawned 2 more, and I'm gonna have them. I'm gonna ping this spot right here, and they're gonna just walk like this. And the reason I send 2 and not 1, it's not because the wall needs to. It's because in case, you know, this guy joins in, and you know, this guy obviously here are shooting at them. I want, you know, obviously this guy too is gonna be shooting at them or whatever. I want them to kind of have a, you know, have a second guy that survives. You know, so if the first guy dies, the second guy can survive. Obviously, this catapult has a blind spot, and they're going to be in... You know, that's a horrible circle. They're going to be in the blind spot, but you get the whole point, is that these 2 towers for sure are going to be firing, and I want, you know, like I said, I want to have one guy be the meat shield, and the other guy who actually delivers a message, right? So that's where that is. Now, here's another thing about the town center that I want to describe is... we're going to do... I guess we can do it in yellow, which would be a cool color, yeah. So town center has a radius. Radius is probably about like right here. Like, I don't know if I can draw this circle correctly. I'm trying. So this is probably the town center radius. What's going to happen in this radius is the town center is going to drop the defending troops, and then also the, like, you know, the defenders that come out of the town center. So if this guy had any troops donated to him by his alliance members, you'd have like the little, like, you know, you'd have the little cannon right here that would just drop, and, you know, it'd just be like, you know, pew, and it just does a lot of damage, right? So I don't want the little cannon to drop, and then obviously you're gonna have the little soldiers behind it, and they're just all gonna drop. So this is really a bad example, but I definitely don't want the cannons or whatever he has to drop. So don't want that to drop and destroy my tanks. So what I'm gonna do is what I like to call sounding the alarm, and I will show you that in this next clip. What I mean by that is I don't want them to drop and shoot the tank. So I don't want them to, like, you know, to come in and ruin our attempt at killing the town center with tanks. I will distract them, and I'm getting a little ahead of myself. So let me just play the video out. So here we go. Yep, we ping the corner, and this is really good. See, the one guy dies, and then boom, right here. You see this? Okay, so we have the defenders dropped, right? We have let's get the white back out. White was really good. And then you can see this time right here. He's got about maybe 2-3 seconds before everything else drops. So that was good. We definitely sounded the alarm. Everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, they're coming! Like, get yourselves ready, right?" So after this point, we let everything die. Okay, now look at this. We have 19 seconds before this rally is up. That means I can't, for 19 more seconds, I can't send these tanks in and then rally them to the town center. Also, you know, there's troops coming out, and I want to be able to have everything as clear as possible. Now, these tanks can handle these troops, but the main reason I sound the alarm is for anything like artillery, howitzers. I've seen howitzers before, and then also I want to get these heavy tanks here out of the way, you know. So that's the goal, is to clear the. It's almost like it's it's like I like to call this one flushing the system, clearing the whole middle part out, just getting like it's like sounding the alarm and then like evacuating a giant city. That's what I'm trying to do, just evacuate the whole city, flush everyone out, get everyone out of here. Like we're gonna, you know, Gotham's being taken over by hooligans tonight. Everyone needs to get out. Like, you know, you got it. Okay, so we go ahead and play this out. They also have Angkor Wat. Okay, so here's another thing, right? The biggest, the cool thing about this Forbidden City being out here away from everything, you know, it's just like you can drop a facilitator here, have him take his gorgeous time trying to kill this. And then also everyone's gonna come, like all the soldiers, all the heavy tanks are gonna be forced to come and try to converge on this guy, you know, and they're just gonna try to converge on him, and he's gonna take his time. He's probably gonna go and try to kill this next, and if he kills that, he's probably gonna move up and kill this, or, you know, kill this, whatever he gets his hands on. But the whole like, you know, like I said, the whole city is being evacuated because this one man right here is the only like soldier of mine on the map, and they want to go kill him. So using their rage against them is really cool. So anyway, so these terrible analogies, I know. I'm trying to get through it without using them, but they just keep coming. I need to explain it as well. So we're going through, we're killing this guy, and then you can just see this. Look at this. Like look at all of this. Like, just, you see this? Like, these guys are coming in, they're gonna go down. You know, one thing, let me rewind that real quick, is I'm glad that, whoops, that went a little bit too far, is that this right here isn't anywhere near the range of these, like, towers, or, like, this, like, you know, this cannon tower here. So, it's really good that when you pick a spot to distract, you don't put it in front of a tower. Like, let's say if this guy was, like, right here, what I would do is I'd probably drop 3 or 4 facilitators right here to kill this guy instantly, and then they would start killing this kind of stuff like this, because if they die to this tower, the whole distraction is gone. So maybe I'll drop, like, yeah, like I said, 3 or 4, and then have them kill off the tower. Yeah, and then, you know, also don't spawn them in front of like catapults or anything, because that ruins the whole plan too. You want them to stay alive enough to pull the attention out so that you can cleanly swoop in and just snipe the town center correctly. So there's that. So this guy's obviously doing his thing. He's going pretty slow, and that's what I want. I want him to go and take his time but pull everyone out. So he's already about half health. I am pretty confident he's gonna get it. Oh my goodness, does anybody see this right here? That is a howitzer. That's a global age, and obviously this guy's global age. Global age unit, okay? So that's the global age ranged siege, I guess is a technical term for them, but it's like the global age cannon. That thing does 700 damage a second, which is a lot. So I wouldn't have, like, that was the biggest concern for me, is he had the bunkers right next to him right here, and what if he had a howitzer come out? Like, there is no way, like, I could survive that, and I'd probably have to burn and protect. And like, you know, I don't mind using protect spells, but I only use them if I absolutely have to. Only if I have to. So I didn't think that I thought if I took the right precautions, which I really did this time, I didn't need to, you know, burn that extra stuff. And it does, you know, this does take a little extra time, but, you know, it's not worth waiting 45 minutes for this guy to, you know, rebuild. So that's why I did it this way. And then you can see that this tank right here is also following suit, and they're all walking out. They're just kind of leaving me to steal the keys, you know, of the city. So this is great. We got everything getting flushed out. We've got the also we're getting the Forbidden City destroyed. Look at that, Forbidden City is right there. And so now here's the next thing, is spawning in the tanks. Now the way that, you know, you would think that we're safe, right? That we can just spawn the tanks in and go in and kill it. But I don't think I did this, and this is something I should have done, because there can still be traps here, and, you know, them walking like this or something like that could activate both traps, just the way it is. So what I should have done is, because the traps have a range, you know, of like how, you know, when things can like hit them. So what I should have done is I should have sent in one tank, had him going, and then waited a few seconds, and then dropped the whole group, and then sent them in. Because then the one tank, as the leader, I guess you could say, he would go in and he would tank all the stuff, like, you know, you're about to find out what's there, but there was caltrops here. So this guy right here, the first guy, would have tanked the caltrops, and then he alone would have had the damage reduction that caltrops do. But then all the other 6 would not have, and this would have gone down faster. We were still able to do it because obviously all the troops are over there trying to deal with this guy over here, and that's just worked perfectly for me. So there we go. Go ahead, and we spawn all the tanks, and they're so pretty. I love tanks. And they're gonna come in. They're gonna take the little nice path. They're gonna split here. I don't know why they split. It just looks cool. And yeah, a few of them hit it, but it's fine. And now here we are, where they go ahead and they're taking this over. And you just look at that. Look at how much damage they do. You can see I'm getting some of this stuff here. And I don't need to drop a protect or anything because look at this. These like tanks and everything. And now at this point, I'm looking at, you know, I've already destroyed the town center. I'm looking at, okay, where is all the gold again? Like, where's all the resources? Like, I know I should probably have had this memorized just by looking at the base. I'm like, all right, what else can I get? What else is valuable here? You know, these tanks are gonna be alive for a long time. This howitzer is right here. You've got the heavies right here. Like, these guys are gonna survive for another, like, I don't know, maybe 20 seconds, 25 seconds, something like that. 25 seconds I can get something done. So trying to look around and find something. We're about to get to it. Here it is. It's the trade goods. All right, so every single raid, what I want to do, like I was saying, is, you know, these 2 are the most important getting, and I usually average about I want to say like anywhere from 8 to 10 cider and 3 to 4 diamonds an hour. And so it's ridiculous. At higher metals, you just get a lot of trade goods. It's ridiculous. So, what I always want to prioritize is getting their storehouse. And then obviously the town center gives you trade goods, but I also want to prioritize the storehouse. No matter if there's no trade goods there that matter to me, like I'll look and like usually if it has a chance like of all 5 of these like this, there's bound to be a chance there. Right here, it's telling me that let's get this out of the way. It's telling me that there's a lot of fur right here, and then there's a lot of metal, and then there's a small chance of diamonds here. So what I did want to do was, because these guys right now are taking all the attention, you know, they're the ones that are kind of you know, taking all of it. I wanted to have the raiders, and I guess we'll use them as, I don't know, like green or something. One of the raiders right here, I wanted them to just come in and take this. But because the let me use the white again. The tanks have high health. What I honestly should have just done, because the rally's up right now, is just have the tanks come in and take this, and I didn't have to waste any raiders. So that's a mistake on my part as far as efficiency and as far as retraining. You know, it could have gone faster, but you know, I sent the raiders in to make sure I got it fast, and then I got out. So that's what we went ahead and did. And then we dropped the raiders here, and we pinged the town center. And then you can see a few raiders died, but we got it. Oh, and it was just fur. It's better than nothing, you know, I guess. I used fur. What is this one called? Fur, and then I guess I had the name of that for a second. Is it cloth? No, it's leather. Fur, leather, and metal. I use those for the defensive blessings. One of the defensive blessing also takes diamond, like 1 diamond, but I use most of those just for defensive blessings. So that was really good to get. And then you got okay. Here's the other thing. When you're about to end the battle or end the whatever it is, the raid, the loot, the snipe, I guess anything, you got to make sure that you read this correctly. This is what you need to see. Also, you see this right here where it says return home? I'll rewind it in a second. Make sure it says that, because if it says end battle in a red tab, if it has it like let's see here, if it has it like this, and you've already killed the town center, there's gonna be a forbidden city that you missed. So you gotta make sure that you read it correctly. And you see right here it says return home, so that means that I can definitely return home. And so yeah, so I click yeah. Biggest thing about being in high metals, and this is just another talk about high metals really, is Empire League at 2600 metal, 2600 plus metals, 2600 metals to 2799. This is your league bonus. If you have the research, I think it's like I forgot what, like where the research is, like what number level it has to be, but you can get another 10% for all of this right here. So you can get 110,000 gold, 110,000 food, and 165 oil. But yeah, you can see that I got 2 cider, which is, you know, that's 1/3 of the cost, you know, for the training blessing. And then also got this stuff that I was already maxed on. So I'd say this loot was pretty good. I got the +1 medal. And like I said, this comp right here is just a very good adaptable comp. I can take town centers, I can loot, I can do whatever I want to do, you know. This is just, you know, it's just how I run things. So anyways, thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was really informational about sniping in general. And I will be doing a few more videos on the series about sniping. I'm actually working on a few right now, like not like now because I'm doing this video, but after this I'll be working on another one. So I appreciate all the support, and you guys gotta let me know what you think about this. I haven't heard anything from anyone yet, so I guess I'm doing good, but I just feel that like this program is allowing me to kind of do new things with the game that hasn't really been done yet, and so I'm hoping that I can kind of expose new tricks and tips in a new way that would make things, you know, more detailed and clear. And so yeah, you just gotta let me know, do you guys like this, do you not like it, what can I do better? That's a big thing, is what can I do better. Also, if there are any tips out there that you guys have, like, hey, you could have done this, or you should have added this, or talk about this next time, let me know. I'm gonna be, you know, it's not just, you know, that I'm this perfect being that knows every strategy and you must listen to me. It's no, we're a community, we share information, and this is just how I do things, but doesn't mean that this is the best way to do things. There might be a better way out there to do it, but this is just how I've, you know, learned how to do it so far. So let's get some communication going, and I'm really ready to go look through the comments and see what I can learn too. So anyways, I'll catch you guys on the next one, and stay frosty, my friends.